Hi, I'm Dr. Paul Haefner. Welcome to Sport Psych in a Minute, your weekly resource for insights and tips into the psychological side of equestrian sport. Every year, at the end of the year and beginning of the new year, we hear a lot of talk about resolutions. And we also see a ton of articles about how to make good resolutions, whether you should make resolutions, what happens when you don't follow through on your resolutions, what things can support you to follow through on your resolutions, and so on and so forth. What I'd like to do is to shift the conversation just a little bit, and rather than talk about resolutions, to talk more about the idea of setting goals. And goals for yourself, and goals for your horses, goals for competition, goals for personal growth, goals for education. So you can begin to get the picture that when I talk about goals, they're not necessarily simple things, that we can have a lot of different goals and that each of these goals can relate to each other and to support us on the pathway to some larger overarching goal in our horsemanship. Today I'd like to bring your attention to the results of a study that was done over in the UK, and I will list the link to it below if people are interested in reading about it. And what they were talking about or exploring was what actually predicts people attaining their goals. And in the process of that study, they found a number of really interesting things. One of them was that when people had some choice, some autonomy that was supported by their coaches or other people who were influential in their lives, they were supported in making choices for themselves about what they were doing, that would lead to increased effort, and regardless of how difficult the goal was, it would increase the amount to which they attained the goals that they initially set. But more importantly, what they found is that that kind of autonomy and being able to choose your goals, in addition to leading to increased effort, also does a couple of other things. And what it does is it meets certain primary needs. They describe primary needs that all people have. One of those is to take initiative. The idea of going out on your own and doing something for yourself. The other need, is mastery. That each of us has a need or a desire to master things in our experience in life. And the third one is the idea of supportive relationships. And in the context of sport and the context of goal setting, what they found was this simple idea where someone who's in a position of coaching can support an athlete in making good choices for themselves, key being that the athlete is making choices for themselves, has some autonomy, that leads to all of these different things. And at the end of the day, when those particular needs are fulfilled, it leads to an athlete's increase in their overall satisfaction and their overall wellness. So, whether you are an athlete who is setting goals for yourself or whether you are a coach, keep these things in mind. Put in the time and the effort to lay out some of the possibilities for yourself and give yourself some room to freely choose among them. Exercising that autonomy and free choice in that context is likely to increase your effort and ultimately the attainability of your goals and feed into your overall sense of wellness